Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing one of the topic, that is lava creation. In this one of the topic, basically we are discussing about the BSE stock exchange, basically that is Bombay Stock Exchange, which is containing this 12 lakh crore dollar basically. That is the amount basically which this contain. So one of the person told that it's a huge amount here basically. It's a huge amount basically. And in this basically percentage of 0.1 percentage basically software industry is getting. And one of the person asked, you are telling like this basically, what you are getting? Then I told her, yes. See, I am not getting anything. Even basically I am not getting the job also basically. I am not getting able to find one job also basically. So one of the person told that, yes basically. The condition is like this basically. The people who don't know anything, they basically are sitting at the big post basically. And the people who knows, at least basically from this video basically you can say that at least I know basically little bit software industry I know basically. Not too much basically, because education industry is too much basically. So you can say that 1% at least I know basically from the entire education industry basically. So one of the person told that, yes, here basically. So cricket is connected here, Bollywood is connected here, Hollywood is connected here, these groups are connected here, Himalaya mountain. So one of the person told that there is no people basically who is staying in Himalaya and Mount Everest. It's not possible basically that nobody will be, might be, for example, something basically has to happen. So the place basically where it's happening now basically, there basically without their trigger basically nothing happens. So one of the person told that, yes basically might be correct. So there are basically few people basically who are staying in Himalaya and Mount Everest. They basically might be under the mountain basically. Might be basically. Because previously there was no mountain basically. Previously there was mountain was not too much people basically just started basically information of the mountains basically just after the internet basically came. That time basically when internet basically was not there basically, that time basically mountain was there basically, but too much info, but that you can't see the mountain basically. From books basically you can see the mountain, the clear picture, no basically. So might possible that long before basically somebody might have created some area basically inside the mountain, there basically people might be staying basically. That 100% not sure basically, but without that means 1% told that there also basically the IT industry is there basically. There also data science project basically is getting updated. That which kind of people basically are in this plane basically. Which kind of people basically are in this plane basically. Up to that level information they basically have. So one of the person told that up to that level data, plane moving means live data basically. That means live data science project basically they have basically. That is Mount Everest and Himalaya people basically who are basically staying inside that basically. So one of the person told that, yes basically. Up to that level information the people basically having. So one of the person told that basically, yeah, they might be having that up to that level information. That means somebody might be deploying that software basically there basically. And activation basically of the plane crash basically happens from there only basically. Then he told that, yes basically. Without their permission basically nothing gets activated basically. That is the attraction object basically. Plane basically is moving from the mountain. It attracts the thing basically. Without plane basically is moving, but without any attraction basically the plane can attract to the mountain side. No, that is not possible, because without any trigger basically nothing activates. Even basically a single air basically, which is air AIR Hawa basically, which is moving, that also moving with the sum of activation basically. The tree basically which is having the air basically moving left side, sometime right side, that is also basically somebody is doing that basically. So same way, if that basically is doing, somebody is doing, so you can just imagine the mountain basically, the mountain basically which is getting, the mountain basically which is attracting the planes basically. So that is basically 100% basically that is through some software basically. So one of the person told that which software might be that here basically. So up to that level basically the information basically they are having basically. So which group basically might be that basically. And IT industry means America basically. America is selling basically they are the number one software industry basically in this world, and they are not having this information basically. That their people basically are getting killed in Himalaya and Mount Everest, and they are only basically are not able to track that people basically. That means in this government is 100% involved basically with the Indian government. That is by default, no, basically. That is not supposed to say only basically. Without their government permission basically, not a single people dies in the USA basically. Because if one person basically in America basically something happens, for example, one person basically something happened in the Bangladesh, as in basically. So they basically literally shouts this, that basically, they basically just literally basically fires the Bangladeshi basically. From across the world also basically you can say. Then this basically which is happening basically that you can't see basically. Now basically why you are not taking any action basically. Then one of the person told that yes, yeah, they actually supposed to take some action basically, but they might be having some problem basically. They also basically might be getting some money basically from this. That is the software company basically, and one few people told that basically America is the entire America is running on the base of softwares business. So this percentage basically America is getting, and I am 100% sure basically American software companies are basically handled by few Indian businessmen. I am 100% telling you basically. Not if any of the one software basically is getting problem, that means some Indian businessman basically is connected with this basically, because they keeps on doing the verification also, whether their control basically is still there basically or not there basically. So they keeps on security, they keeps on giving the issue, they keeps on doing that, this, that, each and every they keeps on doing. Why? Because they should know basically, they should be assured basically that they are basically having still the control of the software companies. Reason? This basically. And this amount. And basically the main thing basically is 22 crore population basically of Indian basically in America. Because if anything basically happens and anything basically gets leaked, then it will be 22 crore people basically will be creating lot. 22 crore people basically will be in big trouble basically. Not only big, basically very big trouble basically. Because in this basically lots of Americans peoples are dying, European peoples might be dying, Italian people basically might be dying, and few software people also basically might be that are Indian group basically. That are basically the Indian group basically. That are Indian group basically. So you can just imagine basically. So this money basically say that if anybody in this world basically can earn 1 rupee basically without my permission basically, then whatever thing basically you want to add basically. So it's like that basically. So if you can earn basically a single rupee also basically, then basically I will let you know basically. That basically is the somebody's word basically. So see the connection basically of the monies basically. This is the main hub basically, where each and every monies basically are getting controlled, which is getting controlled, and that control basically is from this area basically. So this might not be happening from just now basically. It might be happening since many years basically, many time basically. Many time basically. It might be happening some many times. So in the next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.